All right, good morning, everybody. My name is Abby, and welcome to Up and Moving. The goal of Up and Moving is to provide a free community physical activity resource for the Upper Peninsula. Um, sorry, today is more of like I guess I'd say full body workout that you could use light resistance for. I might be using water bottles for a couple of them. But you could also use soup cans or light dumbbells if you have them or anything like that. And then in a couple seconds, we can get started on our warm up if you'd like to grab your light resistance real quick. And then to get started on our warm up, I just want to start with arm circles like normal, like I usually do. So I'll start with small circles going forward. And then if you'd like, you can like walk around just to get your legs moving a little bit. Then as you're going, they're gonna get bigger until they're as big as you can. And now I'm gonna go the opposite way. So now I'm gonna go backwards, starting small again. I already started it. And then you're gonna go bigger until they're as big as you can. And then for the next one, I just wanna do, I think they're called rotations, so you just go back and forth. Just to get moving a little bit more. We're just gonna do this one for a couple more seconds. All right, and then for the next one, I want to do just some teapots. So you put one arm on your hip, other goes over your head, and you lean over. And I'm just switching sides. And I like to take these ones a little bit slower just to feel that stretch. And we're just going to do a couple more on each side. Right, and then for the next one, I just want to do some hip openers. So you're gonna put your leg up to about 90 degrees and you're gonna put it out. Then we're just gonna do a couple more on each side. All right, and then for the last thing for our warm up, I just wanna do a side shuffle. So you're just gonna squat down and then you're just gonna go side to side. If you'd like, you can go more in like a box formation. We're gonna do this for about 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. All right, so that's gonna be it for our warm up this morning. And then we can have a quick water break and we'll get into our workout for the day. All right, so for today's main workout, we'll be doing 2 groups of 3 exercises in each group, and we'll be doing each one 3 times. And then I can just get started on explaining the first one. So the first one I want to do is I will just have my light resistance the whole time for these ones. And the first one is leaning obliques, so be more of our core. So you're just gonna stand straight up, hands over your head, and you're gonna lean over, and we'll just be rotating or alternating between each side because we'll feel that more in our core. The next one I want to do is after that is T arm raises. So you just bring your arms up to a T and then back down. And then for the third one, we'll be doing just normal lunges. So you're gonna kick your leg out, we'll go down, back up, and then we'll alternate. We'll switch legs halfway through on that one. So we can get started on our first group of those leading obliques in 3, 2, 1. So again, just arms over your head, lean over, and then back up. And then while you're doing this, you mainly feel it on the side of your core. And then we'll switch those T arm raises in 3, 2, 1. And we can go into those arm raises. So again, up to a T and back down. We'll be doing this for a few more seconds, then we'll switch into the lunges. And 3, 2, 1. Now we'll switch into the lunges. I'm going to kick my right leg out first. Then we'll go down, back up. And we'll do each leg for about 20 seconds. And we'll switch legs in 3, 2, 1. Go back to center, and now I'll kick out my left leg. For these, I like to breathe in as I'm going downwards, and then breathe out as I'm popping back up. And 3, 2, 1. All right, we're done with our first set. And you can take a quick water break, and we'll get started on our second set. All right, so we can get right back into those leaning obliques in 3, 2, 1. For these ones, I like to breathe in when I'm leaning over. Then while I'm getting back to the center is when I breathe out. And 3, 2, 1. We'll get into those T arm raises. And for this one, I mainly feel it in my shoulders. Just so you know if you're doing it right. And then again, we'll switch into those lunges in 3, 2, 1. And I'm gonna kick out my left leg or my right leg first and go down, back up. We'll switch legs in 5 seconds. And then 3, 2, 1. We'll switch legs. Then I'll kick my left leg out. Few more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. All right, so now we're done with our second set. We have one more. And then we'll get to that in a couple seconds. All right, let's get into that last set. One more of the leaning obliques in 3, 2, 1. About 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. We'll get into those T arm raises. A few more seconds of these. Then we'll get back right into those lunges. In 3, 2, 1. Now, once again, I'll kick out my right leg. We'll go down, back up. We'll switch legs in 5 seconds. And 3, 2, 1. Now let's switch legs. Now my left leg is gonna be out. Right, and 3, 2, 1. Right, so we're done with our first group of exercises. And then we'll take a water break and we'll get into our next group. All right, so I'm just gonna start explaining the next group of exercises. The first one is gonna be just standing crunches. So we're gonna have our hands behind our head, opposite elbow to opposite knee. And I'll be doing that for about 30 seconds each. Next is when I'll pick up my resistance and we will be just doing curls. So you can do normal curls or you can do the hammer hold, either way. And then for the last one, I want to do the squat and reaches. So we're gonna squat down, up, reach for the sky, and then go back down. All right, so we can get started on our second group. We'll be starting with those standing crunches in 3, 2, 1. So again, opposite elbow to opposite knee. And then for this one, you don't want to like bring your neck that much into it. Just kind of keep it more level, I guess is the word. And we'll switch to those curls in 3, 2, 1. Grab your resistance. We can start on those. For these ones, it's better to not extend your elbow out all the way. Just keep a slight bend in them as you're going. And also to keep your elbows more tucked in instead of out. Then we can switch to the squat and reaches in 3, 2, 1. So now feet are going to be about shoulder width apart. Squat down and up. And as you're squatting down, it's better to keep your weight more towards your heels instead of more on your toes for balance wise. And then also, when you're squatting down too, to have your knees go out and or straight or out compared to them pointing inward. And 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're done with that first set. Again, could take a quick drink of water, and then we'll get into our second set of the day. Right. We can get into those standing crunches in 3, 2, 1. So again, just opposite elbow, opposite knee. You can go faster or slower, depending on what you can do. We can switch to those curls in 3, 2, 1. Grab the resistance. Switch into those bicep curls. We'll do these for a few more seconds, then we'll get into those squats. Then we can switch into the squats in 3, 2, 1. Again, feet shoulder width apart. Go down and up. For this one, I like to breathe in as I'm going down and breathe it out as I'm going back up. And 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're done with that second set. Again, can get a quick drink of water, and we'll get into our last set of the day. All right, so we'll get back into those standing crunches. We'll start with those in 3, 2, 1. About 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. You can grab our resistance and we'll get into those curls. Then we can get into those squats in 3, 2, 1. Get back into that feet shoulder width apart, down and up. Few more seconds. And 3, 2, 1. All right, so we're done with our second group of the day. We can get some water and then we'll get into our cool down. All right, just to get started with our cool down for today, we're going to start off with a slow march. So just bring your knees up and opposite arm with opposite leg. This is just to keep the blood moving a little bit. And then after this, we're gonna switch into hip scoops. And we'll switch into those. So I'm gonna dig my heel into the ground, go down and scoop up. And I'm just gonna be doing it on one leg for right now. And then we'll switch legs in a few seconds. And you can switch to your other leg in 3, 2, 1. So I'm gonna dig my left heel down, go down, scoop up. And 3, 2, 1. And now I just want to do the reach for the sky. They're gonna reach up towards the sky, hold it for a little bit. Then now we're gonna bring it down to our toes. Now we're gonna reach to the sky again. And back down to our toes. All right. So that's actually all I have for today. So thanks for joining me.